almost lost this battle. I didn't think it was gonna get better, but it did. I've had anxiety since I was a little kid. I always had this feeling that something terrible was gonna happen. For the longest time, I didn't know that was my anxiety. I just knew that was something that happened to me. Around middle school, I started to get depressed. From the outside, I think I hid it pretty well. I was a straight-A student. I hung out with my friends. I babysat all the time. Things started to feel more heavy. I started to self-harm as a way to cope. I started having suicidal ideation. I told my mom, I don't think I can keep myself safe. It was on a Sunday night. My mom called Children's, their hotline. I was evaluated by a social worker, and I told my social worker that I didn't necessarily want to die, and I knew that I needed a break from what was happening, from all the things I was feeling, and death seemed like the only option. I just remember feeling so taken care of and so comfortable. Here I was completely broken. I could barely see the point in staying alive. I felt so ashamed of myself. And these people, they just treated me like a person. I knew that, like, okay, when I ask for help, help is given, and it works. I knew that this break I was looking for could be found in a hospital room instead of dying. Today, I am in remission from my depression. I'm clean from self-harm. I'm majoring in social work. I've started to become really passionate about advocating once I made it to the other side, because I almost didn't make it. The thing about depression is it lies. You know, you gotta fight to be here, because it does get better. And all of these lies will eventually go away. You just have to hold on, because it doesn't get to win. It doesn't get to take you. Because you're stronger than that, and you're worth more than that, and it's possible.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Steve TESTA. I'm the president of the Nationwide Children's Hospital Foundation. I'll be your MC today. And I want to start off by thanking Julia for sharing her story. Julia has been a courageous and a fierce advocate for On Our Sleeves and mental health. We can't thank her enough. And she's actually on the call with us today, so you'll be able to give her a virtual high five later when we all join together. I also want to thank all of you attending today. We're thrilled that we have representatives from about 24 different companies on the call today, so really exciting. A special shout out to our current partners on the call, and you'll be hearing from a number of them later. We're currently in presenter mode right now, but we will switch after the program to the Brady Bunch mode or the gallery view so we can all see each other and have a chance to interact. Before we get into the program, a little background on Nationwide Children's and On Our Sleeves. Nationwide Children's Hospital is one of the largest, top-ranked children's hospitals in the country and one of the largest and best-known providers of youth mental health services in the country. We created On Our Sleeves to break stigmas and raise awareness and funding around our nationally known mental health program. Our clinicians and researchers serve as the intel inside of On Our Sleeves. On Our Sleeves has evolved into a national movement with the mission of providing free mental health resources to every community in America. You've probably been hearing a lot in the media over the last couple of years about mental health, but it's mostly focused on adults. But we know this. 50% of all lifetime mental illness begins by the age of 14. This is absolutely a children's issue. We hope today you leave informed and inspired and ready to join our movement. To officially kick things off, I'd like to now introduce the former governor of Ohio and one of the biggest champions I know for mental health, Governor John Kasich.
Thank you, Steve. You know, first of all, I want to thank everybody for joining our call. We were kind of kidding around here in the studio, getting ready to start the program, and then I watched Julia, and almost make me break down. You think about Julia, you think about her family, but you think about all the mothers and fathers and all the kiddos across our country who don't know where to go when the darkness comes, when the crisis comes. Where do they go? What do they do? You know, all of us now are beginning to look at the tempo of our lives. And I like to think all of us every day think about what I can do to make a little bit of a difference in terms of how the world turns, how the world spins. How can I help somebody else? What can I do? Well, On Our Sleeves is a great opportunity for each one of you to make a difference in the lives of families, in the lives of children, in the lives of our community. What a gruesome statistic. Between the ages of 10 and 20. The second leading cause of death among our young people, I don't even like to use the word, is suicide. When I called all of you and talked to you individually about what this is all about and how important it was, there was not one person that didn't say that I get it. Now we're going to hear about what On Our Sleeves is all about how we can eliminate the stigma. You know, you break your arm, you go to the doctor. You wake up in the morning and you're confused and you don't really know what to do. And our children are so vulnerable to all of this. The beautiful thing is when we help them early, that the overwhelming number of cases can be dealt with and will not result in a more serious problem as these young people begin to mature. It's for all of our kids. And our kids are our value system, our country. It means the most to us. So we're going to have an opportunity to see what a variety of people are doing to help On Your Sleeves. You know, I told you when I called you, I didn't want to lean on you for anything. But as we evolve through this program and as we come to the end, I would hope you will keep in mind, what is it that you can do? What is it you can do by letting people know about On Our Sleeves? What you can do to perhaps become a financial partner. But again, it's not my heavy hand. It's about touching your soul and about getting you to understand that we can make a big contribution in an area that most people don't really know much about. So it's my pleasure to introduce at this point Dr. Parker Houston. Dr. Houston is the clinical director for On Our Sleeves. Doctor, it's your time.
Thanks so much, Governor Kasich, for that kind introduction and for being an advocate and standing up for children's mental health. We're trying to help improve access to resources for kids and parents and teachers across the country. And right now, 1 in 5 kids are living with a mental health problem, and less than half of those are getting the care that they really need. And on top of that, they're living through a global pandemic and elevated racial and political tension. And so we hear every day in our own communities that we're a nation in crisis. And we believe in caring for the whole child and that mental health is just as important as physical health. And across America, children's mental health is often overlooked. It's vastly underfunded, and it's a less well-studied component of pediatric health in general. And the statistics are staggering. Only 1 child psychiatrist exists for every 15,000 children in this country, even though 50% of all lifetime mental illnesses start by age 14. And access to quality mental health care for minority and underrepresented populations is even more concerning. So factors like insurance coverage, language barriers, and the local availability of culturally competent providers are further barriers for this group. And the lack of healthcare resources and funding only complicate and hinder the efforts that we're making for significant changes that can impact youth during these critically important and formative years, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. And so we have to have a conversation about this. We have to talk about children's mental health and raise our voices, and we have to do more for our children and children across the country. And so the On Our Sleeves movement is working to change these statistics for every community in America because we really believe that no child or family should have to struggle alone. And so our mission is to understand that there's unprecedented need for evidence-informed content and support and education for children and their families. And there are 2 main ways to address the issue of child mental health resources. The first would be to improve our ability to respond by vastly increasing capacity and healthcare coverage for mental health treatment. But the second, and what we focus on, is providing evidence-based preventative mental health education to increase resiliency and reduce the overall occurrence of mental health conditions in our population. And so our mission becomes to provide every community in America with free resources that are necessary for breaking child mental health stigmas and educating families and advocates. And together, we can improve the mental well-being of every community across the country, and in turn, we can save lives. And so On Our Sleeves was born from the phrase, we don't wear our hearts on our sleeves. Kids aren't like adults. We don't know what they're thinking, and often they don't know how to identify their emotions and talk about them. And kids don't wear their thoughts on their sleeves, and we believe it's our job to be a voice for them and give them tools to discuss and improve and manage their mental health now during childhood. And if we can break those stigmas, change patterns of behavior and outcomes for our society, we can tackle this issue from the very start. And so I'd like to let some of my colleagues from the Big Lots Behavioral Health Pavilion tell you more about how the On Our Sleeves movement is transforming mental health for children everywhere across the country.
Nationwide Children's took the bold step several years ago to become a leader in behavioral health, not just a local leader, but a national leader.
The On Our Sleeves movement has given a voice to children. It has put the statistics in the spotlight.
More children die by suicide in the U.S. than 20 other leading causes of death combined.
We need to change the statistics. We have the talent, now we need to find the answers.
The research that we are doing here is really cutting edge. We have a whole building that's been dedicated to behavioral health. It's pioneer. It's one of its kind.
We have a comprehensive plan. Within the Center for Suicide Prevention and Research, we teach kids how to ask for help, how to look for some of the warning signs for suicide. We really have become the program in the United States among children's hospitals that's taken the lead.
We've had some tremendous success both in academic journals where we've been able to publish scientific findings and also in the media.
It's really important when you're thinking about child mental health that you have the right numbers, that you have the right information, that you're not just trusting a random website. This is literally life or death, and I want to prevent, and I want to make sure that information that they have is reliable and valid.
The On Our Sleeves YouTube channel and website provides free educational content powered by the expertise of Nationwide Children's Hospital.
So oftentimes, the people who are struggling with mental illness are the least capable to advocate for themselves. So that is critical to get them the help that they need.
We can't be advocates for mental health if we don't know what the research is.
We're on the cutting edge and through On Our Sleeves have been able to lead the way in advocating for child mental health. There aren't enough words to thank our partners who've helped us.
We're going to make a change as it comes to mental health, behavioral health, and stigma busting.
There's ways to end the suffering. There's ways to actually make change.
As Dr. Sheftal said, there are ways to make change, and it's my pleasure to introduce one of the people making that change possible. Cindy Monroe is the founder of 31 Gifts, and luckily for us, a foundation board member at Nationwide Children's. 31 was the first company to partner with On Our Sleeves on a national scale, and Cindy is here with us today to share her experience.
Thanks, Steve, for letting me share why 31 and I have valued working with Nationwide Children's Hospital and the On Our Sleeves campaign. And it's really been for two main reasons. First, so many of our employees, sales field, and customers have seen the impact of our fast-changing world, peer pressure, social media, and technology are having on our children. And I don't see those pressures going away. But I do love knowing that we have new tools and awareness through the On Our Sleeves program. Second, I appreciate the balance between the clinical research and emotional insight that Nationwide is taking. We do need that balanced solution, and 31 has been proud to be a part of these efforts. Nationwide has truly taken the professional, comprehensive approach, and they're ready to take their efforts to the next level. So when we first committed to partner with Nationwide, we knew right away that we wanted to play a part in bringing awareness. Our 31 mission is to impact women, and many of our women in our communities are moms. And I can't begin to share the stories we've heard from our 31 family of fear, anxiety, and uncertainty. And with our 35,000 Salesfield members, we knew that adding these kind of stickers as tools and a few great products would actually help them share the impact that we can all have on breaking the stigma of mental health challenges. The On Our Sleeves team has been so supportive in executing such a powerful message to our 31 family. They have participated in our Salesfield conferences and worked closely with our team to do the heavy lifting of sharing their research, tools, and stories of recovery and hope. We are so proud to be a part of the On Our Sleeves movement, and we hope that you'll join us as we all work to transform children's mental health. So I've told you what a great partnership that we have had with On Our Sleeves, powered by Nationwide Children's Hospital. But now we would like to show you. So check out this great video from other great partners.
In 2018, we launched On Our Sleeves because together we have the responsibility and the capability to change the statistics and break stigmas.
Mental health is a big thing. It's a real issue.
When we get a chance to meet kids at children's hospitals around the world, it brings a smile to their face.
Today, we're teaming up with On Our Sleeves because they're all about helping kids express their feelings.
Yes. There aren't words to thank the corporations that have gotten behind On Our Sleeves. We absolutely could not do this life-saving work without them.
For Big Lots, getting involved means everything. It's part of our culture. It's our DNA. We love to give back to the communities that we serve.
I love your enthusiasm for what you do, and we in the committee loved it so much that we wanted to tell you that you, in fact, are the recipient of the Big Lots Behavioral Health Scholarship. So congratulations.
Oh my God!
We can reach all of America if we just act together as a team. And this is so important because it touches every family, it touches every community.
You probably noticed Big Lots played a prominent role in that last video, and for good reason. In 2016, Big Lots committed an incredible $50 million in support of our mental health program at Nationwide Children's. It was, and still is, the largest corporate gift ever for children's mental health. Big Lots is in the midst of their first national campaign for On Our Sleeves, and they are knocking it out of the park. Our good friend, JONICA Armstrong, Manager of Corporate Philanthropy and Events, is with us today to talk about Big Lots' experience. Thanks for being with us today, JONICA.
Thank you, Steve. I'm incredibly happy to represent Big Lots and the Big Lots Foundation to share more about our support of the On Our Sleeves movement, a cause that is profoundly meaningful to our organization and to me. Our partnership has provided an opportunity to unify and mobilize people around a cause that is often overlooked, yet so prevalent amongst the world's population. The millions of dollars raised for Nationwide Children's Hospital during our annual Register campaigns are a direct reflection of the passion, commitment, and competitive nature of our team and the generosity of our customers. In addition to providing our team an opportunity to build camaraderie and show their leadership through campaign championship, the On Our Sleeves movement has provided our team accessibility to relevant information that initiates healthy conversation and drives awareness to further eradicate stigmas surrounding children's mental health. We are grateful to be on this journey with the teams at Nationwide Children's Hospital and On Our Sleeves, and we look forward to continuing to break mental health stigmas. Our next speaker is the founder of the fashion label, Her Universe, which can be found at Torrid, Hot Topic, Box Lunch, as well as at Disney Parks and Shop Disney. You may have also heard her as the voice of Ahsoka Tano throughout the Star Wars franchise, beginning with Star Wars, The Clone Wars in 2008. Please help me welcome On Our Sleeves champion, Ashley Eckstein.
Thank you so much, JONICA. And thank you so much to the team at Nationwide Children's and On Our Sleeves for having me today. It's truly an honor to be a champion for this groundbreaking movement. And I am beyond grateful for the opportunity to share my voice here with you today. When I was in the 5th grade, I was relentlessly bullied by a group of classmates for being the teacher's pet. They called me names and stole my homework. I felt so alone and like I had no voice. Now, fast forward to 2018, I had the opportunity to do a book signing at Nationwide Children's Hospital. I wanted to bring some joy to the patients and their families, but I had no idea that I was going to be the one receiving help that day. You see, I was in the middle of a vicious and viral social media attack. I was falsely accused of something I didn't do, and I became the victim of cyberbullying. Once again, I felt like my voice was taken away, but this time by an online mob who didn't care about the truth. See, I was bullied as a kid, but that was before social media. And after experiencing the trauma of cyberbullying, my heart broke for all of the kids who are dealing with the pressures of today. Thankfully, the team at Nationwide Children's helped me beyond measure during my visit. And I decided that I would use my voice and my platform to be a champion for the life-saving work and research they are doing for pediatric mental health. For over 1.5 years now, I've dedicated posts every Monday on my social media platforms to hashtag Mental Health Monday. And the team at Nationwide Children's has educated, helped, and encouraged me along the way. All of the content I post receives a ton of engagement, proving that people are eager to discuss this topic. The On Our Sleeves movement, as you saw in the video, even inspired a couture dress that I wore at the world's most iconic pop culture event, San Diego Comic-Con. The press at this event reached over 100 million people, and everyone wanted to know more about On Our Sleeves. The team at Nationwide Children's Hospital helped me realize that you don't need to be a doctor or even an expert in the behavioral health field to have a voice. You just need to join the conversation because all are welcome. Now, I want to leave you with some very wise words by the one and only Barry Manilow. I hope the lyrics of his song, One Voice, will inspire you as much as it inspires me. And don't worry, I'm not going to do a concert right now. I'm just going to speak them. Just one voice, singing in the darkness. All it takes is one voice, singing so they hear what's on your mind. And when you look around, you'll find there's more than one voice, singing in the darkness, joining with your one voice. Each and every note another octave, hands are joined and fears unlocked. If only one voice would start it on its own. We need just one voice, facing the unknown. And then that one voice would never be alone. It takes that one voice. Thank you so much for listening to my story today, and I encourage you to join the conversation because your voice matters.
I want to thank you, Ashley, for those inspiring words, and to all of us who have joined today. You know, I've been engaged in this for a very long time. I used to be a member of Congress, and that's when we wrote the Mental Health Parity Act. Its impact, limited. I happen to believe personally that the issue of mental health is, we're still in a prehistoric age. Yes, there's more awareness. We know there's more help for adults. But at a time when there's such limited help for everyone, it's just amazing that our children are left behind. You know, they're our most precious resource, but it always seems as though they come up with the shortest end of the stick. Well, this is a chance to do good for them and to set them right as they get older. Children's Hospital, Nationwide Children's on our sleeve, you know, it's about inpatient, it's about outpatient, it's also about clinical research. And it's the ability to take this research and share it with people all across this country so that people are not lost, so they have a reputable, something they can trust, that can help them, to give them some direction in a whole variety of ways. Of course, all that takes some resources. There's a couple things that I always ask people to do. One is, if you have a number of stores, you can let people know about On Your Sleeves. Secondly, what Big Lots has done so well is a roundup campaign, you know, and we all like the roundup, you know, we don't like to carry all that change around. So it's $2.87. Yeah, round me up to $3, of course. And perhaps a gift that can help us to continue to do this good work. A Nationwide Children's Hospital, of course, is not for profit. And this is just something that we believe we have to do because it allows us to change the world in a way that frankly should not be unique, but is largely unique. So we really need you to help. I want you to think about this. I know you're gonna have a lot of questions. Steve Testa is gonna follow up with you. You may even get a little call from me to see what you can do to make a difference. And you know, if you're the big time boss on the call, you make a decision. If you're not the biggest time boss on the call, that's okay. But if you get a little burning in your soul about what we can do to help our children, and you know, that's between you and, I believe, our Creator and what's in your heart. Help us out. Help us to be successful, because as we have success, of course, it helps all those kids. And I want to just take you back for a moment and think about those kids. Think about those families, and think about how lucky you are that you've been able to raise your children, and they haven't had to experience these mental health crises. But for those that do, it's really bizarre. It's really confusing, and it's frightening because we don't know what to do and we don't know where to go. And Nationwide Children's helps to fill that void. So I really want you to help us, please. I'm really begging you to help us. And we need to move forward a whole issue of mental health. And I'm in the middle of all that, and will continue to be, because it's the right thing to do for all of us. And it's something that we're absolutely supposed to do. Thanks for taking the time. And I will now turn it back over to our great moderator, Steve Testa.
Thanks, Governor Kasich. To sum up, On Our Sleeves is a movement with the mission to provide free mental health resources to every community in America. We need your help to do this. We are looking for partners who can raise awareness and funds for On Our Sleeves. Dollars raised towards On Our Sleeves will support our free educational resources and mental health research. If you're asking yourself, why should I partner with On Our Sleeves? I'd say a couple of things. One, children's mental health, sadly, is not a crowded space, and you can make an impact. Your employees and customers are facing this issue. And two, we have taken a very difficult and sometimes scary topic and have made it approachable and engaging. We believe this is our secret sauce. I want to thank you again for being with us today, and we look forward to continuing the conversation, and we'll be in touch soon.